We are live here from Valley of the Latte, where they're going to be celebrating the River Festival in a couple weeks. So we thought we'd come on down and check out my buddy Andy, who's the boat captain, one of the boat captains down here at the Valley of the Latte. Of course, you know, those of you back in the day, we used to call this the Riverboat Cruise. I've been on this cruise a bunch of times. Great adventure, great place to take the kids, experience a little bit of, you know, Mother Nature, scenery, culture. They even have animals down here. So let's get on a boat and take a cruise this morning. Thanks for joining me. My name's Chris Barnett. This is Group Chat. KUAM starting lineup. Morning, Andy. Morning. Let's say good morning to our Facebook audience.
There you go. Good morning, Facebook audience. Half a day. Welcome to the Valley of the Latte Adventure River Cruise.
There you go. Let's go right in the front here. Good spot to be. Of course, my buddy Andy driving the boat. Really entertaining guy, super funny dude. Get ready to laugh as we take this cruise. And check out the river here. If you watch that water, you might be able to see an alligator or a crocodile. Rolling, rolling on the river.
Okay, guys, back it up here. Just real fast. I gotta do a quick life jacket demonstration and instructions for the Coast Guard regulations. In case of emergency, we do have our life jackets. Get above us right here on the neck. You put on a life jacket, all you guys gotta do is open it up just like this. Make sure your head goes right through the hole. Take your strap right here. Make sure it goes all the way around your back. Once it goes around your back, all you gotta do after that is you just clip it. Once you clip it, you pull and then jump. No, don't jump. Don't. Please remain seated, remain calm, wait for further instructions from our captain. If you have a heart rate, you guys forget the life jacket demonstration instructions. We do have them right here on our helmet. Okay, other than that, hope you guys enjoy the tour. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate this good work.
We're underway. Let's turn it over to Captain Andy. You could use ours. Let's go talk with Andy, you know.
I'm just going to talk loud, okay? I want to welcome you guys to the Valley of the Latte Adventure River Cruise. Let me introduce our staff today. We got Mr. Keith Magnolia. Give him a hand, guys. All right. He's our deckhand on the boat. He'll also be your guide on the land. I'm your captain today. I'm your guide while you're on the boat. And this is what we're going to do today. First, we're headed up Talofofo River, Guam's widest, deepest river on the island. We're going to head up this river as far as we can go, all the way up into the Bubulao Valley. We're also going to head up Bugam River, going up 2 rivers today. The way back down, we'll stop by the ruins of an ancient Chamorro village. We're going to meet the Ulitao guys, a traditional seafaring group. They make canoes here on the island. Their goal, make a canoe that's large enough for all those guys to get in it and sail from Guam all the way to Hawaii to attend the festival in the Pacific, which will be next year, 2020. A lot of leg room on the canoe, too. We'll tour the botanical garden, the ancient ruins, and then we're going to head on over to the demo hut, that building up there with the white roof on it. We're going to show you how to make fire by rubbing 2 sticks together. We got free ice water and iced tea. We got basket weavers making baskets out of coconut leaves. We're going to give those away today. And then when we're done there, down to the animal sanctuary where you'll meet Mr. John Ray Ogden. He's our carabao guy, the animal sanctuary.
So how long you been driving up and down this river, Andy?
Well, 30 years this year. Yeah.
I bet a lot has changed in that time.
Yes. Yeah, a lot has changed.
Let's talk about some of your top memories. I mean, 30 years rolling down the river. What are some of the things that you remember the most?
what comes into mind most is the storms. You know, one storm after the other. We had a few years there where there was like back-to-back storms, one after the other. That is very memorable because maybe every 14 years or 10 or 14 years, the river will rise. There's 7 rivers that flow into this one river. So when we get a lot of rain or a mass amount of rain, the river can rise all the way up to, depending on where you're at on the river, like down here, it'll go all the way up maybe 12 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 feet up, which is crazy. Down there at the bridge, right to the bottom of the bridge, it'll flood everywhere. That gift shop you saw down there, that went in the water too. So, it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen because this is like the major drain here for all the southeast side of the island, southern part, all the way from Maritzo, all the way from Fenn Lake. They all converge onto this river.
I mean, you're one of Guam tourism's OGs, if you will. Can you tell us a little bit about how tourism on Guam has changed over the last 30 years?
Oh yeah, well, you know, when I first started, it was all Japanese. You know, that's what we had, that's what we dealt with. Now you see a lot of other different nationalities coming in here now, like Filipinos, Chinese, mostly Koreans these days. But you know, time changes everything. It always does.
How's your Korean?
My Korean is it's okay. Yeah, you know, I can speak a little bit of everything. Usually it's just riverboat stuff, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but still learning, always learning.
What's the takeaway for tourists who come and experience this? I think this is, I mean, I know this is definitely one of the most unique things about visiting Guam.
Well, it's about the culture. It's about nature. You know, that's what people like, especially. You know, people come here, maybe they're going to come here for a short time. They don't even know, like, the people of Guam are called Chamorros, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a big learning experience, and the Latte stones are unique to this area. And they don't know what they're for, you know? They see it at the airport and the structures and stuff. Right. Yeah, so they learn a lot about how it is.
And that's kind of cool about a Valley of the Latte because, I mean, those of us who've been going on the riverboat cruise for many years, it was about the riverboat cruise, and it kind of expanded. I mean, you guys are growing pineapple down here.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing the culture thing, you know, the animal thing. Is that brought more tourists down to this area for you guys?
Well, also, we do a lot of social media now, which is a new thing. I mean, when we started, there was no such thing.
Right.
So that changed a lot, you know.
Showing our age here, Andy.
Yeah, well, now if you want it, you go online. You can buy a ticket online.
Right.
We're, you know, all over Facebook. You know, I don't know if you've seen that, but it just pops up there. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works.
There's little duendes that hide in there and they shove it out into your Facebook feed.
Exactly. I mean, it ends up on mine too, and I don't know how it gets there.
You know, one of the things I love about going on this riverboat cruise is you guys who drive the boats are very entertaining. You always, crack a lot of jokes. How do you stay funny with the language barrier and when you're dealing with people from, you know, different cultural backgrounds?
It takes time, a lot of time. But yeah, I do have. Mostly I have a lot of jokes in Japanese. I got several in Korean, you know. But you know, when they come out of me as a foreigner, you know, it's extra funny, I guess.
Right,
yeah.
What about the fishing? I've seen you guys fishing out here sometimes.
Yeah, well, you know, there is snapper season on the river. It's a couple months out of the year. Snappers spawn in this river. It's a saltwater fish that have their babies in here, and then when they're large enough, you know, when they're not whippersnappers no more, they head back out to the reef.
Whippersnappers, hey, ba-dum-bums. I'll be your laugh track this morning.
And, you know, there's a lot of catfish in here, too.
Right.
This is not the same catfish they have in North America. This is the walking catfish, which is pretty extraordinary because they can actually walk out of the water to inhabit other lakes and streams, and they're known as an invasive species.
And they're huge.
Yeah, they get big catfish. Stay alive out of the water 8 hours. Because after 8 hours, you got to pay them overtime. They don't like to pay overtime around here at all.
Ba-dum-bums, hey, all right. He's here all the way. Let's check out some of the scenery. You know, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is really one of the most scenic things that you can do as a tourist on Guam. So let's sit back and let you guys enjoy the view. You know, never gets old, man. Like I said, I've been on this cruise probably over a dozen times, and take the kids. It's really a part of Guam. We see all the beaches. We talk about bodies of water, but the river. It's pretty neat to get out here in the river. Because a lot of kids they think we only got river in the States. Well, guess what?
Go over here on the right side of the boat. You got land crabs, punglau. Mr. Keith, he's got bread to feed them. We feed them bread every time we come up here. And they still fight over it. That's because they're shellfish. Very shellfish.
Shellfish, boat on pumps. Yep.
Woohoo! That's not the only crabs here. We got land crab, coconut crab, hermit crab, crab in the river's mangrove crab. Just stop right there. That's it.
PG.
No, that lady in the office is kind of crabby too. Not really. Down there in the water is the stickfish, or half-beak. That's a freshwater fish that keeps the surface of the river nice and clean.
Oh, we saw a crab. See a lot of helitai too, the monitor lizard, the Chamorro iguana. And I think Andy said he saw one, so hopefully we'll get to see one of those for you guys to show you that. Really peaceful out here on the river. They got cruise times all day, and we're just prepping for the River Festival that is coming up, I believe, April 6th, that weekend. So Andy was just telling us they get about 10 flash floods a year, especially during rainy season. And I've been pretty lucky. All the times we went on the river, it hasn't really rained. And I'm pretty sure he's got his stories about flash floods, being out here trying to secure things. So we'll be sure to talk to him again coming up. But really just wanted to show you this beautiful scenery. And again, it's so peaceful. It reminds me of that app. I don't know what the app's called. You watch it for 15 seconds and you fall asleep. Really tranquil out here on the river. Andy talking about the wild animals that they see out here on the river. Wild pigs, wild monitor lizards, wild dogs. Wild hibiscus, the pagu. And they're going to make fire out of this stuff later. Thanks for coming on this river venture with us. Well, shout out to our KUAM stream team. It's always great to get out on the field with these guys. Look at that. That is just purdy right there.
Also lots of beetle nut up there. Beetle nut trees are right up here on the left. They look like skinny coconut trees. And a lot of islanders like to chew beetle nut. Right there on the left. It's a mild narcotic and very addictive. In case you don't know how to do it, I'll tell you how to do it right now. First you got to get a beetle nut. You can buy it at any mom and pop store or pick it in the jungle. You put a nut in your mouth, crack it open, put some lime powder on it, put a piece of a broken cigarette on there, usually a menthol. Then you wrap it up in a papulu leaf like a nice little sandwich. Chew on it like chewing tobacco. Work up a mouthful of that bright red spit, hold it in your mouth to absorb all the narcotic effects. Oh yeah. Then you spit it out, work up another load. It'll stain your teeth all red and black, but provide you with a protective coating on your teeth, so you won't get no cavities. It's like a win-win situation.
A little bit of a traffic jam here on the river. We're gonna have to do a 52-point reverse
All right, this is where
turn.
we feed the fish, guys. Right up here. You see a lot of catfish up here on either side of the boat. Anywhere you throw the bread, there's going to be catfish there. Because we feed them every time we come up here. Those are all Japanese on that boat. At 10 o'clock, we do a Korean tour. Every day. You can say catfish in a lot of different languages. In Japanese, it's namazu. Korean, it's megi. In Chinese, it's Hello Kitty. Made in USA.
See the catfish?
In Korean, megi tongue is catfish soup. So I say, megi tongue mashiseo. That means catfish soup is delicious. Which is pretty surprising for me to say that. That rope over there, you see on that tree there's a couple ropes there? That's how we turn the boat during, when the river's flowing fast. We tie the back of the boat over there. So we can whip it around and go downriver. Not only catfish in there, we got river snapper, tilapia, freshwater shrimp, freshwater eel, mangrove crabs. Lots and lots of good stuff to eat in the river.
Yep, you can see the whiskers on the catfish. Pretty cool. Kids get a kick out of that. And you know, you bring the kids out here, usually they'll give you kids a little bit of bread to throw out, and I just love it. I took the kids out here a million times. You know, it's good time away from the devices, too. Come out here to the river and unplug.
You say that as you just put away Instagram.
Yeah.
the Finna Lake, located on Naval Magazine in Santa Rita. That's where the Japanese soldier Soichi Ikoi lived out here in the jungle for 28 years after World War II. He dug a hole in the ground, 8 feet deep, 10 feet wide at the bottom. That's where he lived for 28 years. Founded in 1972 by Manuel de Gracia and Jesse Dueñas while they were out deer hunting. Okay, there's trees on the right with the long leaves are called pandanus trees. Pandanus used mainly for weaving material. That's what they used to make the sails for their sailboats out of a long time ago. Still use it all over Micronesia today to make sleeping mats out of, hats and baskets. Pandanus. Grows a fruit on it, looks like a pineapple, but it doesn't taste nothing like a pineapple. It's edible though, in that you can eat a kernel when it's yellow, chew on it, suck out the juice, spit out the fibers. Tastes like deodorant soap though. Not very good. We also have the Lengasac tree. It's over here on the left. That tree only grows on Guam in this river valley. It doesn't grow anywhere else on the island. The soap tree, Lengasac. It's used for making soap. You don't have to make soap out of it. It's soap already. You just get a nut, take the husk off, put some water on the nuts, you got nice soapy nuts. One nut's large enough to wash like 2 large loads of clothes. We had a lady from the university come and study there.
So how many soapy nuts have you had in your life?
We used to crush some and put them in a bottle and shake it up to show the people that it actually suds up. But only one nut can fit in a bottle. You know?
Okay, there you go. So I guess it's all the size of the nuts you're trying to put in the bottle. So we'll stop. We'll stop.
How you use it.
And so you kind of got this down. I've been on the cruise a bunch of times, but I noticed you definitely have your go-to jokes, but you pepper in a lot of new material too.
Oh yeah, whatever comes in my mind, and whatever's not going to make my wife mad if she happens to see this on TV.
So you're limited on the soapy nuts jokes.
Yeah. Got to make sure we got the right crowd. And I stopped making. I don't want to say it now.
All right, we'll just let's go back to the scenery.
Our next river is going to be the Ugam, the Red River, which is the longest river on the island. It starts in Marito out of a freshwater spring, which is the most southern village, and then flows all the way down here to the Talofofo River. It might be a very long river, but it's also very shallow. It's so shallow that if the boat sinks in that river, the floor of the boat won't even get wet. That makes it super safe for us today. I feel safer already because like a good captain should, I could go down with the ship. No problem. It's like 3 to 5 feet deep. Kind of like one Filipino bag. Talofofo Falls located on the Ugam River, not the Talofofo River. That's just the way it is. And they pump millions of gallons of water out of the Ugam River for Guam's drinking water. It supplies drinking water to the southeast side of the island. Look, fish. What's a tilapia? This river's really clean too. You can see all the way to the bottom. You can see a lot of bamboo in the river. That's one problem with the Ugam. There's too much bamboo on this river. It's bad for the river system altogether. What it is, it doesn't root well to the bank. If it comes off the bank, it's stuck in the river. River has to work its way around the bamboo, which causes a lot of erosion. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen a monitor yet. You know what it is there's no like direct sunlight right now. They want that sun.
What's the perfect temperature for a monitor lizard? Like,
Perfect temperature. Well, anything that's warmer than it is outside. I would say, geez, I don't know.
more than overcast, but not super hot like we've been having lately.
Yeah, they like it in the morning because it does get cold here in the valley at night. It's colder than like if you weren't in the valley. It's very cold, and it's always wet down here at night too. There's a lot of moisture down here. So I would say they like just to warm up after a cold night out here. And what they'll do is they'll get on a tree and they'll flatten out their body, to catch as much sunshine as they can on their body. And they do shed their skin just like snakes about every 90 days. The reason why they do that is so they can grow larger and larger. But the biggest I've seen is probably 6-7 feet long.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I also seen giant snakes in the jungle. Over the years, I think the biggest one probably like this big around. I would say, what is that? But that was huge, so huge I didn't even want to kill it. I was afraid of it. It was sleeping on a breadfruit tree in the afternoon, way up in the Babula Valley area. But I've only seen that once. I got to turn here. We can't make it past that sandbar there. Yeah, those are animal footprints right over there on the right, guys. See that in the sand?
I don't know if you guys can see the animal footprints over there. This is a watering hole where the lions of the Talofofo River come down here and drink. The lionses and the hippopotamuses. The giraffe jaff. Have you guys heard of it?
Our Facebook comments are going to be lions.
Yeah, they're lions. Well. We're going to be stopping by the Latte village pretty soon. I get to see a real cool fire demonstration. Hey Jay, don't lay it on too thick, man.
Started out with 2 trips a day, now it's 3 trips a day, going to 4 trips a day.
Yeah, so Andy, let's talk about that. I know you're nominated for the Golden Latte. 1 million people you've taken up and down this river in 30 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've done all kinds of groups, not only school children from the island, but also from off island. The one that comes to mind most recently was some mainland China kids. Yeah, that was a rough bunch from the Harvest Baptist Church. But we do kids all the time.
And it's great to take the kids out here. I mean, I took my kids out here, and it just never gets old. I mean, they love it.
Yeah, they do. It's very exciting for them, especially if you live in like a downtown area. You get out here in nature. I like it. I enjoy coming to work all the time.
I mean, you're lucky to do what you love, man.
I know. I am. I do feel lucky, very lucky.
So here's to the next million people up and down the river.
I think so. I'm actually renewing my license this year. That will be. It'll be you renew it every 5 years. So this will be my number 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thinking about retiring anytime soon?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not Gov Guam no more. I used to work for Gov Guam, but not anymore. That was a long time ago. I worked for DPS,
Wow.
when it was DPS, when I was 18 years old.
So you were a cop?
Yeah, way back. I still got friends that are cops that haven't retired yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And coming up here, you see people kayaking on the river.
Yeah, that's the kayak adventure tour. Very popular these days too. It's spring break, right? So a lot of younger Japanese are coming over, and they would rather ride that kayak than ride on the boat. They want to do something that's, where they can go crazy a bit.
Right. Take their time. Let's get some shots of these guys. That's pretty cool.
Not too many today. But we've had like 30, 35.
I've actually done the kayak tour, and it's right about where these people are that you start wishing you would have taken the boat. Right? I mean, it's fun, but...
That's their kayak tour guide, Rosie.
Right. Hey, Rosie.
She's 4'11", so she's got all the 4'1".
Wow. You hear that? Andy said that Rosie's 4'11", so she has all the 411. This guy just don't stop. So that's something different. You want to do the kayak thing? That's all you. Have fun with that. We're going to be pulling up to the Latte village, so let's get up front and center here.
All right, guys, one thing I got to tell you before we dock the boat up there for your own safety, please don't touch the old Latte stone. We ask you that because we don't know how stable those are. They've been through a lot of things like typhoons and earthquakes. So if you push on a Latte stone or try to climb on one, you might wind up on social media or it might fall over and you could get hurt. So please don't touch the old Latte stone.
And the news is here today.
Right. And we're also going to meet the Ulitau guys. And they're going to do a ceremony called the Mamaisit, which means they're going to come up to the boat and they're going to speak to us in Chamorro. But don't worry, I know what they're going to say because they said the same thing yesterday. And we'll translate it, whatever that is, in case you don't speak Chamorro. They're going to say, hello. And then they're going to say something else right after that. That's like complicated.
Okay, the name of this boat we're on right now is Swamp Thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys have 2 boats.
Yes, we have 2 boats, Swamp Thing and Proud Mary. We have a 3rd one. I don't know if you noticed the hole. It's in the parking lot. But it was destroyed during one of those years when we had typhoons right after the other. The Nanpil 80.
How long has this boat been around?
This boat is probably the newest of those 3. So our oldest boat is Proud Mary is since 1989. I think this was built a couple years after that one.
So Proud Mary's 30th birthday this year.
It wasn't Proud Mary, yes, that's correct.
How long would these boats typically last before you have to decommission it?
That's a good question. You know that?
Until it breaks?
Yeah, because it's a fiberglass hull, so it's repairable no matter what. I mean, fiberglass is easy to work with. The only disadvantage is when you have to grind it. It's very itchy. And that stuff will stick in your skin for 24 hours. I even have a special blanket that I lay on if I got a fiberglass itch. It's like a furry thing. I've replaced the decks on both these boats. They used to be, when the original, they came from Coral Reef, from Ken Diamasi. He owns Coral Reef. He designed and built these boats here on the island. And They're designed to take not a lot of water, 14 inches only. So it's flat on the bottom, you know, it can go through shallow water pretty good. They're perfect for the river.
And you handle this thing incredibly well. I mean, you like twice now. You've done a total of like 180 in a very, very compressed amount of space.
You know, that's easy, but you know, you should see it when the river's flowing. During rainy season, river's all brown, looks like Willy Wonka's Chocolate River, which is a whole nother tour because they have Oompa Loompas and all. But yeah, we'll run up the river and then we tie the back of the rope to a tree to get the boat whipped around in the current, and then we zoom right down the river. As long as you go faster than the water flow, you can control the boat. Oh, here we go. We're going to do the Mamaisan.
I know, yeah.
I worked with his dad in GPT. I was his training
Yeah,
officer.
no, he's my cousin. Yeah.
And his dad was older than me.
Yeah. And you're his training officer.
Yeah.
Alfred, tot samen zo Alfred. Hey.
20 years old.
Alfred. Hallo bij Alfred. Hey.
Alfred!
Alfred. Sigos masse por ifanato nizo. Unga ensinya man holum lo noni. Ikosa si manyanata ilati. Ilisong Zani tanu, como noni sagan mami zani kosas si manyanata bida hamzu holum, maila holum. Maila holum.
Okay, let me translate. Let me introduce this gentleman. This is Lorenzo, member of the Ulitau group. And what he said, basically, is you guys are welcome here, but please respect the artifacts left here by his ancestors, like the Latte stones and grinding stones, and the land. And if you can do that, you can come on in, which is Maila Halum, means come on in. That's what he said.
Maila holum.
Maila Halum.
Maila maila.
And there's the doctor.
She's so cute. Oh my gosh. Say hey, Taylor. You get to go with Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, this is pretty cool ecotourism. You know, you go on this riverboat cruise, you show up here, Nice natural area. You know, not much concrete in sight. Really, truly a natural getaway, a Guam getaway. Valley of the Latte. Hey, they're on Instagram too. You want to follow them? I think it's at Valley of the Latte. I think it's that on their Insta handle. Yeah, these kids are touching these latte stones, you know, but I don't think the Tatawana speaks Chinese, so it should be okay. And you know, it's something you know I've seen a lot. I've been on this tour a bunch of times, but it's always cool to see people who aren't from Guam enjoying Guam. I don't need to be your Farnsworth. That was that guy's name, right? What a follow P Diddy. You want the umbrella? I cast big shade. Oh, we gotta get down there. There's a place over there. Have you never been on it? Yeah, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna make fire. It's gonna be a good video. I'm gonna do the stick thing with this thing and like make fire.
They told me to take you guys around.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Do you want to hold the mic so you can do your little thing? Yeah, I already heard me already, bro.
Okay, so I just start. So we're currently in our ancient Chamorro Latte Stone village down here at the Valley of the Latte. The village you guys are currently in is carbon dated back to 206 BC. Used to be over 600 to 800 Chamorros that used to live here just in this village area. You guys can see our representative Latte Stone house right over there. That's how a typical Chamorro hut would look way back then. You can see the roof is made out of the Nipo palm leaves. So a lot of people think we use the coconut leaves, but compared to the coconut leaves, they're very thin, whereas the Nipo palm leaves, which you guys can see right across the river, those are made out of the Nipo palms. And then you guys can see the original Latte stones in their original locations. They're about 2,000 to 3,000 years old. So these are the original Latte stones. We have about 3 large sets, one set over here, one set on that side, and then one set right over here. Okay, the Chamorros actually that lived in this village area way back then were called the Matao, which translates to the high-class Chamorros. And the reason why they were known as high-class Chamorros, they chose to stay by the river and the ocean. And that's where the abundance of fish, crab, and shrimp. So a lot of the different Chamorro social classes were divided because of food sources. So a lot of the lower-class Chamorros stayed in the mountains. They mostly only survived off of like bats, birds, bugs, and coconut. Whereas the Chamorros that stayed down here, they had a great abundance of fish, a lot of the seafood. They're currently going to do a coconut show over there. I don't know if you guys want to capture that right over there. Yeah. They can show them how to open up the coconut and all that stuff. Here. You grab it. You guys want to join us over here? They're going to
which one's live.
Yes, it's okay. Anyone want to help?
Chris, go ahead.
Okay. Alright. Okay, come closer. Are you ready? Are you ready?
We are ready.
Okay, on three, yeah?
On three.
Ready? One. Okay? Yeah? Ready? One, two, three.
That's using your head.
So this is the coconut shell, two eyes and a mouth. They call this Aigo Senchima. Two eyes, see? Hawaii.
See the face?
This one you can use your head to open. If you hit it on top of the two eyes and mouth, right here, it splits in two, okay? One volunteer.
それでは、頭使ってボランティア1人だけ前のところどうぞ。
Anybody? Or have to choose?
Oh, なんか現状っぽいものだから前のところ。はいはい、どうぞどうぞどうぞ。現状っぽい。
It's okay. Okay? Got this? Yeah. Good forehead. Okay, ready? Yeah. This way. Don't move, okay? First step, we make it soft. Okay?
柔らかくするよ。
It's okay?
Hey,
Okay.
I think he has to take out his sunglasses.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
And then 吐いて吸いて吸いて吐いて。
Ready? Okay. Okay. Cover your eyes just in case the
汁が
water.
出るから目閉まって。
Don't move, okay? We only
い
did
い
this
口
twice.
入れちゃった。
We only did this twice. Only one person went to a
2
hospital.
回やってる時に1回だけ病院連れて行く人いるよ。
Ready? One.
はい。
Two. You make sure. You make sure. Okay. Ready? Hey. Okay. One. Two. Three.
頭硬いな、割れたよ。お疲れ。どう？美味しい？
Join the stream team now? Hold this thing? Wow, that was a great demonstration. That's one of the things that these tourists are going to take away, this experience, you know, and then the Chamorro hospitality and that famous Chamorro sense of humor. With my primo Lorenzo here. Cheers, cheers, guys. Say ah. Josh. You want me to hold your camera while you go do that?
I'm not gonna drink that.
You want to get coconutty?
Not very sweet.
Yeah, for all you northerners, that's what's called a kumzu. Taggy Sal for me.
Do they become ripe year round?
Yes. No season. Oh, yeah. Anybody else? Oh, all right. Some more? Some more?
How's that coconut, sir?
How's that coconut? How's that coconut?
Very good.
You ever had it fresh from the kumzu before?
No, not where I'm from. You don't.
Where he's from, it already comes kumzu.
Comes in a package at the grocery store.
So now you know where it really comes from.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That'd make pretty good macaroons, wouldn't it?
So they make coconut milk out of that too. They take water and they put it with the meat. And they like bring it out. And so the first ring is like thicker coconut milk.
The juice tastes really good. It's like watered down coconut.
Well, that's the trend now. Is everywhere sells coconut water.
Yeah.
Like in a can. And I was reading something in Hollywood, like all the stars are into drinking coconut.
Oh yeah, yes.
Why not?
We're kind of tired of it.
I can imagine.
I know you do, but I could never.
It's tired. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very good.
How long is this show?
Okay, next we're gonna go to the demonstration area. Thank you. Shizuusumase. Arigato. Shizuusumase. Hai, say it up. Shizuusumase.
Also, it'll be a long one. Good show, Brim. All right, yeah. So you're here every day?
Yeah, and the
Bring the
weekdays,
kids,
yeah. The weekends we have some of our younger guys that come.
Oh, yeah? The young gun?
Yeah, so when school's out.
Is it always like this crowded?
Yeah, pretty much. 7 days a week. Especially in the week, we have the locals that come.
It's lit?
Yeah, for sure. It's been, yeah. Definitely.
Well, I'm going to come out to that. Are you working there?
Yeah, we'll be here in the hut.
I'll bring you to Nancy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're making the
On the
Nazi?
river. You know, who doesn't?
Right on.
Hi.
Lucky.
A.M. Okay.
Face.
Face news.
So it's like Guam with a K. And
Okay.
Oh, I see that on the little wall.
then, yeah. So this will be posted up in like an hour or a couple hours.
Papaya, that's what you mean, Natrio. Papaya. This is the male.
Okay, so our tour guide is showing this very, very interested group of visiting residents. They show them the breadfruit, the atis, now the papaya,
Also, we have the breadfruit.
showing how the breadfruit is good for high blood pressure.
You can go to Hapalukides. Tree with the oak-shaped leaves, breadfruit. Oh, there's Mr. Ogden, the carabao man.
Afade!
Oh, got KUM.
Yes, sir.
Today, the number one station on the island,
Hey, thank you.
KUAM.
Buenas.
And the most handsome guy, other than Chris Malfunction, Jason Salas.
The time for first.
Thank you for having us today, sir.
Oh, I'm glad. Welcome to the Valley of the Latte. The Valley of the Latte is a living museum. Everything here is alive. The Latte in here, that a spirit of our ancestors, the Tatamona, is alive. They've been here ever since. It's not relocated for you guys to see. It's been here. We have Latte sites from the eastern shore all the way up to Pina Lake. And the canoes, the Sackman. In Guam Wikipedia, they have said that we have been sailing the Pacific Ocean before Columbus and the Vikings sailing the Atlantic Ocean. Guam was inhabited before Hawaii was inhabited. So there's three types. One is an inner reef fishing canoe, outer reef fishing canoe, and one that goes island to island. We lost that skill of our master navigator taking it to their grave. Because during the Spanish occupation, the Spanish government said destroy all those sackmen that goes island to island because they don't want the Chamorros to leave the island. So the masters there have taught people from our lower islands, our family and friends down in Yap, Ponape, and Palau, the skills, so those guys maintain that skill. Now we're reviving it. We have the TALSA Association, the Irritao Association, and also in Saipan they have the 500 sails that are looking forward to sail into FestPac 2020 in Hawaii. And that's unique because we revived it about 3 years ago during FestPac 2016, when we had our 40th Festival of the Pacific. And we have all those sackmen that traveled down from Palau of the renowned master navigator named Papa Mao, whose son and his grandson have sailed for 5-7 days from the lower islands in Yap and Palau all the way up here for the FestPac. And we also built a sackman called Panajizan that sail also from Guam to Rota and Guam to Saipan and back. That's a 300 years tradition that we haven't hasn't taken place, and it took place in 2016. As you go forward, you will come to our animal sanctuary, which also will have the animals that you can pet. You know, with the technology today, we can see it all on Facebook, iPhone, and everything. But you know, kids need to come out and feel the environment, smell the environment, and touch the animals, and also a world-renowned carabao that has photos all over the world. Once you ride on it, it's a lifetime experience. Now, there's two theories on the Latte stone. So we got the pre-Latte, the Latte period, and the post-Latte. We're living on a post-Latte. There's two theories. One theory is that it was a house post, because we don't have documents stating that, because the Chamorro, our ancestors, are not writers. They just pass on their experience and stories down to generation. So the first theory was we have 90% water in our body. They live near water. With the wood being soaked in water, it deteriorates and breaks down. So they have a rot. So they say, how come don't you just use one post? Why you have a cup on top? Well, back then there's earthquakes, so in order for it to shift, for the hut not to collapse down. And also, you see small latte, it's not because that's for the small little people. It's just like our cemetery. In our Chamorro, we have a high-class clan, a low class, a middle class, and a low class. In the cemetery up here, if you have 50,000, you'll be buried on a cubicle. If you have 5,000, you'll be buried on the ground. Back then, the high-class chief says, I want to know where my family clan are buried. If they use a wooden cross, which they didn't have their religion back then, but if they use a wood, it would deteriorate. So they make small latte stone to identify where their clan was buried. So that's the two theories of the latte stone. All right? And welcome to the Valley of the Latte. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Is this Mossy, sir?
All right? Sorry, is our female reporter?
This one?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's a female. All right. Jang Kim Po.
Oh, Junkin.
Yeah.
Junkin Po.
Oh, you win. Here you go.
Oh,
Now you're really a female reporter.
Wow, for sure.
Yeah.
And you have to wear that all day because that's good luck.
Yeah.
okay, I'll wear
And
it all
those are
day.
real flowers. They're not
Also,
fake.
This is so pretty.
Yeah, because it's a pretty man that made it. Not a pretty ugly man, but a pretty man.
Your
how's
puppy's
trip
so
far? This your first thing?
Down here, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Rogan.
His name is Siggy.
Siggy,
And the
Siggy.
other dog out there is Mila. You know what it means, right?
let's go.
Yeah, Siggy means go. And what's Mila?
Come.
See?
Very good.
So I name all the animals here, with the exception of everybody, but we have animals named everybody. But with the exception of everybody, all of them are named.
Chris.
The newest addition of cattle is named
All right, and I think we're going to see the fire demonstration now, which is always really cool. Again, Valley of the Latte riverboat cruise here in beautiful scenic Talofofo, God's country. Yeah, it's good, good. It's nice to get out of the office. This is really cool. I'm gonna let you guys watch this. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neato. It's pretty neato. Should get right in the front.
Party.
Oh, that's why your ribs is big. Danish.
Danish. Wholesale.
How long does it take you to make like 3 or 4 of these?
How many?
So do you guys go out and do you guys all pick the palm fronds yourself, or do you have like the kids do those and then you do the weaving?
No, we go pick up for ourselves.
Okay. So everybody does every part of the job?
Yes.
All right. And what are you going to show us how to make today?
Headband.
Oh, headband. Okay, those are beautiful. All right, so you're preparing the coconut husk for the fire demonstration, correct?
No, I'm preparing the coconuts for our toilet paper. No, yes, for our fire demonstration.
Toilet paper works too. I prefer banana leaf, but you know, like coconut husk works just as well.
Toilet paper. ほら、痛くない気持ちいい。Yeah, before we begin our fire demonstration, we'll present all the stuff we have here on top. Is everyone here? Yeah. Are you sure? Adam. Okay, before we begin our fire demonstration, we'll present everything here on the table. Everything you guys see here on the table is all made out of coconut leaves. Yashinomi no happa. Eh? It's not only a big part of the Chamorro culture, but island culture in itself, okay? Koro wa nani, what is this right here? No, this is our UFO. Our frisbee. No, boshi. He said boshi, that means hat, okay, in Japanese, okay? You might be wondering, why is there a hole right here on top? Yeah, see the hole right here? Okay, our ancestors back then, they had really long hair, okay? No hair tie. They put their hair through, it keeps the hat in place, keeps the hair in place, okay? Koro wa nani, what is this right here? This is our fruit basket, or fruto basket. Okay, our fruit bowl. You can also make this wider or longer if you wanted to, depending on how many fruits or vegetables you want to harvest for the day. But there's a specific reason why we shape it like this right here in the bottom. Shape it like this here in the bottom so you can put it on top of your head. You can harvest your fruits and vegetables, carry a basket on top of your head, and carry 2 more baskets, and you can walk back to the village area, okay? That's what that is. Koro wa nani, what is this right here? No, this is our Chamorro tennis racket. Play tennis. No, this is our fan. They said uchiwa, that's fan in Japanese. You can also use it to whack the mosquitoes. Daijoubu, daijoubu. Daijoubu. You can also use it to whack the mosquitoes. Ah, yosh. Sorry, there was a bee. And chase away the flies and obviously hit the bees if you wanted to. Koro wa nani, what do we have here? What is this? Ichiban Saisho, Louis Vuitton. Man. This is the first ever Louis Vuitton bag ever made. No, this is our fishing basket, Osakana basket. Ne? Just like our fruit basket right here, you can make this wider or longer, depending on how many fish you want to catch for the day. But nowadays, imawa, you can use this for your iPhone case if you want. Koro wa nani, what is this right here? Natto. Ibaraki ka? This is our Chamorro fanny pack. Right here. No, chiga. Believe it or not, this is actually our lunch pail box. Obento bako, ne? You might be wondering, how do we get our lunch inside? What you do is you lay down your coconut leaf, you put your food, your vegetables, or your lunch right on top, and you just weave around it. Weave around your lunch. Okay? You shape it like this, so you can carry it around like so. If you see someone who's trying to steal your lunch, you just hit them with it like that. No. When you get hungry, or nakasuita, you do open. Open it up right here. See this? Becomes your Chamorro Ziploc bag. Okay? One time use though. If you want to close it, you go like this, you gorilla tape it right here. Now when you open it, your lunch should already be inside, so all you have to do is you eat. Okay? No spoon, no fork back then. More delicious. Just like that. Okay? More oishi. And then once you're done eating, another reason why we shape it like this, you tie the 2 ends together, and you get your Chamorro Gucci bag. Very expensive, $4.99. Okay. Okay, we don't have enough for everyone, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the game Junkin Po. Okay. Oh wait, Johnny, how many groups do you have?
About like 6.
Yeah, we have more than enough. Okay, let's have one person from each group come on up. One person from you guys' group, one person from your group. Oh, sugoi kaze. Typhoon, typhoon. One person come. Wanna come? We're gonna play rock, paper, scissors. Junkin, junkin. Okay? We will play a tomorrow game, but we have to fight each other, so we're not gonna do that. You wanna come up, sir? One or one? No? You don't wanna win any of this stuff up here? How about when do you guys leave? Challenge. Go. Go. Ma'am, you guys want to come up? Okay, you're gonna challenge him.
Oh.
Challenge. You're gonna go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Okay. You know rock, paper, scissors, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ready on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, okay. Hi, Skido Monodozo. Just wait, just a moment, just a moment, just a moment. Oh, iPhone case, eh? Hey. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I think you guys are fun.
Okay, okay. Hi, 2人どうぞ。最初 go, 最初 go. Ready? 最初は go. じゃんけん、はい。I got a show. Restart, restart. 最初 go. じゃんけん、はい。I got a show. I got a show. どうぞ好きなものどうぞ。ちょっと待ってください。はい、チョモロテネシー。はい、どうぞ。はい、2人じゃんけん。最初はグー、じゃんけん。はい。I got a show. I got a show. はい。はい。あー。大丈夫、大丈夫、大丈夫。好きなものどうぞ。はい、どうぞ。We got one last person to challenge. You good? Johnny, is that everyone? Yeah. Sure. Oh, let's get someone from KUM. Sure. Challenge sure.
That's not just challenge, that's smack
Okay,
talk.
ready? In the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ah!
Hi, day.
Sir, wait. Choose. You can choose after.
What are you picking? Oh, okay.
Picking the hat. Yep. Boom. True crowns, true crowns.
You got the lid, huh?
Yep, lids, lids.
Oh man, everybody's happy here today. Up and there goes our ride. So how many times have you brought your kids here over the years?
I would probably say about rough guesstimate, maybe like 83 times.
Oh, this one, right? You didn't get any. Half a day!
They're gonna go to fire. Oh, that's the shit.
That's after this.
Okay, now we're gonna begin our fire demonstration. Hi, Ima, Yokoshi demonstration. Are you ready? We are ready. I'm not ready. video 20ドル 冗談冗談 Okay, the tree we're using today, this is our hibiscus noki. This is our hibiscus tree. Okay, this stick right here is hibiscus. This one hibiscus. Koro wa nani? What is this?
Low biscuits.
Low hibiscus. This one hibiscus. This one low hibiscus. Hi, Morikai. Isho. Hibiscus. Low hibiscus. American joke. Check out, they're both the same. Onaji. Okay. A long time ago in China, Korea, Japan, and Europe, they made fire like this. Tarimeki, left and right. Okay. But the island areas like Polynesia, Guam, and Hawaii, we make fire like this. Back and forth. Oshiromai. Okay. Back and forth. And then Ichiban Hayat, the fastest one to make fire. Fastest in history to make fire. Simple Laika. Made in China. Okay, Ima, island style. Okay, we're gonna do island style today. Tomorrow style. It's gonna take 1 hour. Ichijikan.
Too fast.
Too fast? 2 hours. Nijikan.
Yes,
Nijikan. Okay, Moribita. You guys see the smoke? I finished. Owari. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you guys very much. Jordan, Jordan, Jordan. 疲れた。ライターある？ Oh! Finish. I wasn't even trying. Let me make more ember. Very fast. Mita? Okay, that's our first step, okay? Do you remember what this is? Toilet paper. Yeah, itakunai, kimochi. No, this is our coconut husk. Yashinome no kawa, ne? This is the outer part of the coconut shell. This is the inside, okay? We use this, we spread the fibers, we use this as a very good fire starter, okay? So we take our ember. Close up. Mita. Put that inside, naka. Yeah, low viscous fire. So. Atsui, atsui, itai, itai. Okay, you guys see that? Take advantage of the wind, we wave it back and forth, okay? Mita.
Yeah.
Mita.
It froze.
The smoke generating from the husk makes a very good natural mosquito repellent. Chase away all the mosquitoes. Kemori wa katori senko ne mishi okke. Honto.
Heavy smoker.
Gomenasai.
Happy smoker.
Happy smoker. To get a big flame, okay? Even though we don't get a flame, we can still use this as a very good fire starter, right? Heavy smoker, heavy smoker. Oh! Minasan, hakushu arigatou gozaimasu. High catch. on, sakana barbecue, okay? We barbecue the fish now. Count of three, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Yeah, Mike, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you guys very much. One challenging.
Wow, that was just so many levels of cool. Cultural, very humorous. That humor breaks all the language barriers, and you also get to learn how to make fire. And now we're gonna watch some of these tourists make fire.
Say no. Say yes. Yes. Moto. Ajinomoto. Yoshimoto. Ajinomoto. Yamamoto. Moto, Tsuko. Kamate. Oh, so. Let's go. Kontora, get to me. Josu. Lunch. No barbecue. Let's go. Hiromi go. Japan. Chichi. Kamate. No barbecue.
You guys want to go to the farm? We can go. Dave wants to show us his baby, right? This is your baby? The farm is your baby?
Well, these are all my babies.
Right.
Yeah, we really use it in conjunction with the university. So today, this afternoon at 1:30, the university's agriculture folks some pineapple plant. Have a whole new. But they use calcium carbide to be able to do that. But we do already have pineapples that are actually flowering now, and you'll be able to see that.
You guys have harvested a bunch of pineapples, right? How many years ago did you start this?
Well, the first batch of pineapples were put in 2015, and then the second batch in February of 2016. We didn't harvest back until next year. And again, this year we'll be harvesting in July. So it takes about 2 years from the time you put the seedling in the ground to harvest.
So we're right on time to see this come to, pardon the pun, fruition.
As well. On watermelons. So
You're a combination of nature and culture.
yeah. Cultural community here,
Right.
and so yeah, that our local and see what's really going on. We have all these artists and farmers that will come out, and all the vendor stalls. We use this as our opportunity to give back to our community, not only to Talofofo and Inarahan, the net proceeds go to those villages, but we have a lot of folks who want to bring out what's the best in Guam, whether it's in dance or art or carvings and
music.
Music. And so we're going to come out here, and this venue is really, we try to give this venue to them to be able to showcase what's best about our people.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of the great festivals of Guam, and It's crazy. Guys like Jason Solis, I mean, have never been on the riverboat cruise. There's a bunch of people on Guam who haven't been down, and I think, the weekend of the River Festival is a great time for them to come down and see this.
Yeah, we try to make it so that it's inexpensive. So for adults, it's $20. For students, so if you're first grade through the university level, it's $10. For kids 5 and below, it's free, and for seniors 65 and above, it's free. And it's really an opportunity for the rest of Guam to see what's so beautiful about our island. What's been very amazing for me is people from Inaran and Talofofo, particularly the Manamku, who have come down here, never been here before, and it's in their backyard, and it's just amazing that they decide, okay, we're going to come down, and they have a great time.
And I think that's really cool. We live here. A lot of times it's easy to not take it for granted, but to kind of get used to it. But when you come down and you see tourists and locals, taking in the scenery and just the look on their faces, it's really rewarding.
We've evolved as a destination. In the past, we were only selling sun, sea, and surf, and that's what was bringing people here. Now, the tourism product has evolved to showcase who we are as people, and that's why we think this place is very successful. Bring the world so special about our island, and we're so lucky that we'll be able to use this river as the platform to share that with people.
Said it better.
You went kayaking with me once.
Maybe this way. I did,
Yeah,
yeah.
you did, right?
I was telling these guys when we saw you down here, I was like, that's the part where you wish you took the riverboat.
Oh, yeah, I have a picture of you with me.
Right, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Is it backlit? No. Let me see.
So where are we going next?
We're going to the farm.
All right.
How many acres?
Well, the total property is about 23 acres.
Wow.
We're only farming probably about 5 acres of it. And, it's a double-edged sword because as we're farming there, we're also dealing with Mother Nature.
Right.
We probably lost about an acre of property as a result of the flash floods that are tearing the banks away. And so, we work very closely with the Guam Agriculture Department, but also USDA. And we were trying to recreate a coconut grove, and so we planted lots of coconuts and manage it, right? So that because we use it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we planted it about 30 feet from the bank, and all of that's gone.
Wow. How do you guys stay safe from the rhino beetle down here?
You don't. You just have to deal with it. You see a lot of the trees are being impacted by the rhino beetle. So again, working with UOG's Agricultural Extension Program, we're looking to them to give us solutions. The tree for Inaran is the coconut, and they're doing a lot of work down there to try to manage that. But boy, this is a real challenge for all of us.
I tell you, my $1 million idea, rhino beetle Keligwin. You're welcome, Guam. You're welcome.
Yeah.
The snake Keligwin didn't really work out, but I'm feeling this rhino beetle Keligwin.
All right. Okay, break.
I've been filming for 2 hours straight.